And we are live. Hi, my name is Tyriece Simon.
Elijah Jones, what's up? What's up?
And this is the MMA Renegade Podcast, episode 10. Elijah, how are you doing on this Sunday morning?
Dude, the sun is finally coming out. It's interesting. Like these days, the days are getting longer. The sun doesn't set till like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm like, bro, and then in the morning, it always looks like it's about to rain, but it never does. And the sun comes out. So the sun just came out. I'm feeding off the energy. I've changed my do-rag color, as you can see.
I know.
We're living a decent life today. Decent life. Calm. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, every time I see you, every now and then, you got different colored do-rags on. You got red, you got blue, you got yellow. You're like kind of like the affinity rings of do-rags thing going on. Trying to collect them all.
And where did it lead you? So yes, infinity gems of do-rag. That's what I do. But how are you, brother? Tell me how you doing.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's Sunday. I'm probably gonna go to the gym after this, and we got a special project we worked on today. Little preview that we'll release on the 4th of July weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But man, I'm doing good. If you're watching, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Please let me know what you think of UFC Vegas 30. What you think of UFC 264, and just how you doing. Also. Yesterday, during the fight, I've had the pleasure of speaking to one of our subscribers, one of our viewers, Toby Green.
How did that go? How was he?
It was good. It was good. We watched UFC Vegas 30 together in the Discord. You guys could join the Discord in the description there. Click on that link. It will set you directly to our channel, and you could be a part of our Discord, be part of our community that we're trying to grow. And one of the cool things I would say is that it was cool because we do this show and we do this format where we got to talk about news, we got to talk about recap, stuff like that. It was fun to be able to just talk to one of the people and just talk and just, have a normal conversation and pick their brains and learn from them and how, they got to MMA and everything like that. And Toby's a really, really cool dude, from the UK. So
he's from the UK and tuned in?
Yeah, so it's crazy, right? Because we was talking yesterday, and he was telling me how yesterday the fight was on at 4:00, right? Yeah. So it was like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock his time when the event was going on. So it was damn near 12 o'clock in the morning to the end of the fight card. Jeez. So just imagine what it is during an actual pay-per-view.
That's crazy. Wow.
Thanks
for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate him. He's a really, really good dude. Has a really, really good insight on MMA himself. I thoroughly enjoy talking to him. He's a cool dude, and I can't wait to talk to him more during the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier UFC 264. Yeah. And for anybody watching, you could also do that as well. You could also talk to us in the Discord and watch along with us. UFC fights, have discussions, we talk about steroids use in MMA in the Discord.
And
we could have that type of talk and the type of honest conversations in Discord. So definitely another reason to join Discord, man.
That's wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Cool dude. Flat Politics, I would love to see you in Discord as well.
Goat.
And anybody else that subscribes to us, anybody else that watches us, we appreciate you. We love you. Please subscribe, share, like, and also please join the Discord so we can talk to you guys directly and give thanks to you guys because you guys make this possible. Now, Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Tyriece, I do this very often.
Yes, you do.
And it's not because I want to. It's not because I have to. It's because the fans demand it. Do you hear me, Tyriece? Do you hear it? Do you hear the
contract? It's also in the contract. It's also in the contract.
So you
go ahead and do your little thing and let's get the show on the road.
Last night, UFC brings to us yet another phenomenal fight night with great matchups at the UFC Las Vegas UFC Apex facility in Enterprise, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we know we are in the state of COVID. We know that we have to put on a show, and UFC delivered yet again. UFC Fight Night had a main event. UFC Fight Night 190, as we should say, had the main event as CirylGane versus Alexander Volkov, two prominent heavyweights, with Gane being number 3 on the pound, on the heavyweight list, and Volkov being number 5. Now, what we both know is that these two are classic strikers who jumped into MMA to better and see and challenge themselves as martial artists, and both showed up last night. However, Tyriece, only one emerged victorious, and that was the undefeated talent from France, CirylGane.
Yeah, CirylGane is somebody that I think we've talked about in past episodes and in past videos.
I want to make this point.
Sure.
We made a video a while back, I want to say at least a year and a half ago, of prospects that we thought were going to be it. And I believe CirylGane was on your list.
Yes, CirylGane, it was somebody I looked at. I was like, okay, he's good on the ground. He can take opponents to the ground at a heavyweight. That's big. He can submit you. That's big. His striking. His striking is elite. Is elite. I think he was at a 65 or 55% accuracy against Volkov yesterday, which is really high.
Great.
And for him to try to outstrike Volkov on the feet for 5 rounds, they try to go for takedowns a little bit, but really didn't get anywhere with it.
Couldn't get them, but they were entries to clinches, and it was how you chained it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
good.
No, I was gonna say yeah, but like even in that, like for him to be able to stand with Volkov, who I think Volkov is a legit threat on the feet against anybody. He may not have the knockout power, but his range and his ability to kickbox and to box with you, it makes it for a difficult matchup. Yeah. And CirylGane was the right opponent, and Volkov was also bigger too. Volkov was also a bigger guy.
Standing at almost 7 foot, close to 7 foot, and CirylGane being also a big guy as well. He made CirylGane look undersized, and that's the crazy part, right? But in my head, I said I had Volkov winning. It was obvious that Volkov could be the favorite here, right? Because Volkov is not only was he on I think it was 2 or 3 fight win streak, but Volkov has always controlled and used his range very well when it comes to the heavyweight division. Now, the one thing I did say was, if CirylGane won, it would be because he's significantly quicker than Volkov.
Yes.
And last night you saw that. We didn't talk about this, face to face, because I also went out yesterday. But when we talk about these things, like we have a similar mindset where we say, like, we have one guy who can win, but there's an X factor, and the X factor was the speed of CirylGane.
Fans, don't let that get lost on you. What Elijah said. Elijah tried to blend in. Hey, I was out last night, but CirylGane is Elijah's out in those streets. Elijah's out in those streets now. COVID is not as big as it was before in New York. Everything's opening back up. Elijah's back in these streets again. He couldn't wait.
Tyriece,
it's been a year. It's been a year,
streets, bro.
It's been a year since Elijah was out there. Now Elijah's out there every day, every other weekend. We're about to go out there today. But
I am. I'm actually going out today.
But I know it.
It's a family event. It's a
family. Yeah. Okay.
Shut up, Tyriece. Talk about MMA, man. Damn.
Yeah, I'll talk about MMA. So CirylGane. He lost the first round, but everything after that, I thought CirylGane pretty much won. You can maybe give Volkov 1 round, but it'll be a close round. But I thought for the most part, CirylGane pretty much edged out Volkov in this fight. I love even the little things, like Volkov would throw the knee up the middle to the body, like an upward knee that would catch Volkov. Like CirylGane, he is somebody that is technical. He's not what's the word? He doesn't focus on I have to get the knockout. He'll pick you apart and he'll do what he has to do to win. And I think that's interesting for a heavyweight, because he is somebody that is not going to blow his load in the first round or try to go out there and try to knock you out. He can pick you apart over time, and he's shown to have the ability to go 5 rounds and do it for 5 rounds, which makes it interesting.
I was trying to piggyback off that. The impressive part is, again, these gentlemen weigh 265 plus sometimes.
Right.
Volkov comes in around the weight limit. Gane probably comes in somewhere around 240, 250 after, blowing up after weigh-ins. To be able to move the way at which CirylGane does is very impressive at that height, at that weight. And to continue to have the adjustments when he is getting tired, a little bit more defense, hands drop, but, you want to also pick up the pace on your part. So, again, keeping a solid pace at 265 limit, impressive on both men's part. But, again, the technical ability of Gane really showed here. It really, really showed from the leg kicks to the jab to the combination he tried. Not all successful, but he landed a good few combinations. He mixed the takedowns, couldn't get a takedown, drive him to the fence, reset. That's the biggest thing that it was impressive about me, is that he had this mindset that said, hey, this was unsuccessful. I don't think he's going to, do anything. I'm going to make this judgment call to back off. Let's reset. Let me start popping out when he's ready to try to reset himself and catch him. So I saw great. What I'm seeing most from CirylGane is the MMA IQ.
Yes.
That's what the striking has been there since day one. So I know that's getting better, obviously, but it's the IQ of an MMA fighter is what I'm seeing developing in CirylGane. And that's what is going to make him, fight for a belt within the next few years.
Now, Elijah, can you please tell me the rankings for where CirylGane is at right now?
Yes. So, right now we have, I'm just going to read you the list. Ngannou is the champion.
Right.
Stipe Miocic is number 1.
Right.
Derek Lewis is number 2.
Right.
CirylGane is number 3. Curtis Blades is number 4. Alexander Volkov is number 5.
Okay. So CirylGane is right up there for title contention.
Yes. He's not going to move up, in my opinion. I don't see him moving up because he beat someone at 5, and that's not going to propel him to number 2.
Right. So let me ask you this, though, right? This heavyweight picture is just congested at the top, right? Because we have Francis Ngannou as a champion.
Yep.
We have Stipe Miocic at number 1 as the former champion.
Yep.
Who may have the right to a rematch, or a title shot if
or a rubber match,
or a title fight for in the near future. You have John Jones looming in the dark. You have CirylGane there. Let me ask you this now. We've got reports and we got from Ariel Helwani this week that the UFC was looking at doing Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight title in August, which is why I think information for that August card, we have Amanda Nunes versus what's her name that challenged her, the Venezuelans and Vixen, Juliana Pena. That fight is right now slated as happening on that card. No other fights have been announced for that. I would think you need one big title fight on that card.
Yeah, to really bring him in.
Especially against Juliana Pena, which is not really, people really know who Juliana Pena really is.
She's had a string of losses and a couple of injuries and then a string of wins, but there's no one in the division as well. But
right, so they were definitely looking at Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. If that's not happening in August, it's looking at being pushed to September.
Yeah.
So where do you, if that fight happens in September, do you see the heavyweight title being defended again?
It'd have to be a flash knockout. It would have to be, because if these gentlemen went the 5 distance and none of them got hurt, I'd be very surprised. I'd be very, very surprised. They both throw crazily. They both throw heavy. They're both big guys. So a takedown with someone landing on top of you could end up hurting someone. If it's a flash knockout by somebody or a crazy knockout, I see that belt being defended again later that year. But if that doesn't happen, I don't think we get another heavyweight title fight in 2021.
Right, and that's the safe bet. The safe bet is that if the fight happens in September, we're probably not going to see another heavyweight title fight for the rest of the year, right? So now it gets even more congested because we're going to have more challengers coming up the rankings. And with CirylGane, he's number 3. Yes, Stipe at number 1, who is for lack of a better term, maybe entitled to a rematch or entitled to another title fight because of who he is. And they have John Jones looming in the background. So it's like, what does CirylGane go from here? Do you do CirylGane versus Stipe Miocic?
CirylGane finding Volkov was great because it also proves to can he hang in that top 5. We want to know if he can hang in that top 5 because that top 5 is killer's row. Now, you could make the argument he could wait out the year, or there's also possible matchups like Curtis Blades. I think a fight against Curtis Blade would be a very good test because a guy who's so wrestling heavy would prove whether or not, he has the final makings to beat that guy. And I don't want to put Curtis Blades in that category of like, oh, you have to beat him to get the champ because he's never been there. But a great fight, that'd be a great fight to make, honestly. Or, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'll say Curtis Blades is fighting Rosenstruck. That's in the works.
I know. And then the winner, let's say you can't do the winner of that fight. If Rosenstruck beats Curtis Blades, it's an issue because he lost to CirylGane.
Right. So then you can't really do that. Right. So you really can't do that fast. And
nope.
Again, it's congested. Because I think Rosenstruck has a chance to beat Curtis Blades. And then now you have Rosenstruck who's on back-to-back wins. You have CirylGane, who beat Rosenstruck, who is at the top. You have Stipe Miocic at number 1. You have John Jones, who people are saying should be fighting for the title now. So it makes it even more complicated. So I see this coming a situation where you may need to. It may be a while before these people at the top get a title shot.
Agreed. It's just way too congested. Now, the only thing is if John Jones decides to take a fight right now at heavyweight, that would be the only scenario where I say we could maybe uncongest it. Because then if John Jones takes a fight, finishes the person in impressive fashion, the argument could be, well, like since Curtis Blades, since Derek Lewis is not ready to fight, let's give it to Jones, right?
Well,
if he was available to fight, that would be a scenario where not only did he finish the person, he also had to have no injuries and be fully prepared for heavyweight. You know what I mean?
I think the holdup is not Derek. I think the holdup is on Francis Ngannou. I think the holdup is there because one again, Ngannou's. I think he's in. Where is he from? I think he went back home. I think he went back home. And then he has projects going on. I think did you know Francis Ngannou's in Fast 9?
Yeah, he's one of the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's one of the. Shit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he guys has blown up. Spoiler alert, but he guys has blown up. But
the car and boom.
Yeah, but Francis Ngannou was in Fast 9, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw him. They were fighting on the thing, and he gets kicked out, and then.
Yeah. Oh, how do you feel about like Han? Again, this is total sidebar, guys. Please for a second. How do you feel about Han coming back?
I'm like, wow, really? But then I also, I got to see the movie to see how he really came back. Because if he comes back in like a way that makes sense, I guess I could see it. But if not, I'm just like, yo, bro, what?
Elijah, let me guarantee you with Fast and Furious, if you're talking about Fast and Furious here, there is no reasoning. There's no logic involved.
Well, they're going to space, so there's also.
They're about to. You heard the report that they want to bring back dinosaurs in Fast 9?
That had to be a joke. Please.
No, I'm dead ass. Like they like Universal has talked about that.
Let's get back to him.
They're about to lose viewers and shit like that.
Yeah, they're about to lose me.
But I like Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, that could go either way. Honestly, I can see Derek Lewis just as well as Francis Ngannou knocking each other out.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here and how they continue. If CirylGane is not the next challenger, who does he fight next, and how does he keep himself relevant?
That's the other thing. It's you'd have to. It's people he has to fight. I do think a fight with what's it called? What's his name? Stipe Miocic has to be. That fight has to take place again. I think so. That has to happen again. I don't see a way where it doesn't. But again, it's too congested at the top, and you can't really tell who's going to fight who at the moment. Well, you're supposed to be Derek Lewis, but that fight's not happening in September, which I think in theory could have happened sooner. But again, like there's outside things that these people are doing as well, and they live different lives. So we can only go off what they're telling us and not what we know.
By the way, for the viewers watching, we thank you, appreciate you. If you haven't already subscribed, like, share, and join us in the comment section. Let us know what you think of the heavyweight division, and where does John Jones fit in all this? Where does Stipe Miocic fit in all this? How do you maneuver in this division? Because also on top of that, like there's also, so you have the people at the tippy top. You have CirylGane, you have Derek Lewis, you have all those guys, right? Volkov even. And then you have people below them, like Augusto Sakai, Name another.
Tabora is a lot of people are sleeping on him. He was getting knocked out, and he finally changed back to his original camp. Right. Abdul Rakhimov. I mean, you have Dawkins. Walt Harris is slowly fading out of there, but you have guys like Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall may be the dark horse. He may be that sleeper in that division that may just be something and become a legit challenger. Yeah. But when you look at the rankings right now, when you look at from 7 down, you look at Shamil Abdurakhimov, you look at Marcin Tybura, Augustus Sakai, Chris Dukakis, Will Harris. Like they're nowhere near the top. Yeah, they're nowhere near that 6.
Yeah, they're not. And skill level, they're good, but that top 5 is killer's row.
Right. So I do wonder how they match these guys up now, because of how congested it is at the top, and the people at the top already face each other.
Yeah,
it's gonna get tricky. Something to look out for. Elijah, was there anything else on this card that impressed you or anything like that? I thought honestly this was a solid card. It was fun to watch, but if I'm being honest, and I mentioned it on my show yesterday when I recapped PFL and Bellator, this was not as interesting as PFL. It did not catch me as PFL did.
PFL has done something this whole season, which I don't know. They sprinkled it a little something. They must. I mean, honest with you, I think they may have sold their souls to somebody, because PFL has been putting on amazing shows, and it's the fighters to like the matchups. It's just, I mean, I don't know any way to put it, but they are. I'm watching PFL I haven't watched PFL like I did last. Like I only watched towards the end of the tourneys when like within like the semifinals to see who like gets to the finals and whatnot. But I'm watching. I find myself watching PFL, like. No. In live time. I go to sleep at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm tired when I get home. I'm staying up to watch PFL during the weekday. That says something.
I mean, listen, you're not in them streets and you're at home watching PFL. So PFL must be good. You didn't deny it. You didn't deny it.
Listen, they got it going on.
Yeah, I thought PFL put on a good show. I thought this card was entertaining. The Tamar Vliet versus Renoy Barsolis. I'm hoping I'm saying the name, but I'm not butchering it. That was a very good fight. Tamar got hurt in I think round 2 and came back strong in round 3 to win it. Good performance from him. Tanner Boser beating over St. Preux by TKO. A little bit of controversy with that because it looked like for a second that he grabbed the cage, but in doing the replay, what they were saying, and doing the replay, if he grabbed the cage, it had no impact on it at all because you see his hand kind of clench up for a second, and then he's still trying to maneuver up. So it didn't have that much of an impact on him getting back to his feet. It was interesting to see Open St. Preux at heavyweight. By the way,
I thought he was having success, and he went up a few times and dropped back to 205, but he's back there, and I'm okay with that.
So we'll see what it does. But Tanner Boser would a good win for him, and maybe he's somebody that could be a potential contender at heavyweight.
Kennedy Nzechukwu, he did it again, bro. He took a little bit of a beat and then comes back and come back and stops the guy. This is his second finish in UFC, and I think he again went home with $50,000. So that's someone to watch out for at 205.
Yeah, I thought he had a good performance. Not a great one. He was in trouble early on. He had his back mount and the figure 4 from what's his name? I'm sorry, Marquez. His name is
Marquez.
Okay, and look, Marquez just burned himself out grappling with Kennedy, and Kennedy was able to see the shots coming from now. He was able to sprawl a little bit better. And when he let his hands go, he has power. He has power.
He has length. He has power. He has length. And he's pretty good. He's
resilient.
It's defensively he's good, but I don't like to see him in those compromising positions because when you have a person who can finish in those positions, what do you do?
Right. So I was I was thoroughly impressed with Kennedy resilience more than anything. And we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does next. So somebody to look out for.
Tyriece, what would you, if you were to give this card a rating, what would you give it?
I will give it a B. I will give it a B. I will give it a solid B. It's not a B minus, not a B plus. It's a solid B card. Jeremiah Wells had a great performance. Against Wally Alves, which again, Wally Alves is a tough opponent
guy at welterweight,
and he knocked him out.
That was short notice though, no? Because didn't Wally Alves person drop out?
I think so. And Jeremiah Wells, he took an interesting shot. He took an axe kick to the face.
Yeah.
At the end of the first round, and I guess he said playtime was over. He wasn't really feeling that. He wasn't really feeling that. Yeah, he had to do something about that, and he put Wally Alves away.
Interesting. Wally Alves throws that kick and completely turns to his left, and I was like, "Why did he do that?" Boom, cracked with a right. I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, and I'm surprised that wasn't brought up enough in the broadcast because that was a legit
He called him.
Foul. That was a foul. That was a foul. That should have been like. But I guess it was Wells was okay. He didn't want to dispute it. That was a legit. I'm kicking you in the face.
Yeah.
But again, he gets the knockout win. Interesting to see where he goes from here. Tim Means versus Nicholas Dalby was a good fight. Like there's some good fights on here.
As always, Tim Dirty Bird. That guy is always down.
So I'm like Hanato Moicano was on the card. Like, there's some good fights. It's a solid B. It's a solid B. It's there's some fights to go back and watch. There's some performances to go back and watch, but there's nothing. It's nothing too crazy.
Yes, agreed.
Yes. Lastly, like before we get out of here, I know we've been going for a while now. UFC 264 is just around the corner, right?
Sir.
I want to ask you, where's your excitement level for this card? Because I am not as excited or pumped up as I am for big movies like it should be.
I'm excited as a fight fan because this is a rival match with Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. We have great fights like Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns on the card, right? Like matchup wise, I think Sean O'Malley's also going to be on the card. Mm-hmm. And so like matchup wise, I'm excited. But in terms of like hype and comparison to my other fights, I'm not. I haven't felt it. So hopefully that changes.
I was talking with Toby. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was talking with Toby last night, watching the UFC Vegas 30 card, and we talked about it. It was like he it didn't even register in his brain that fight is happening.
Yeah,
and it's weirdly quiet for a Conor McGregor card that is just this silent. And even the Cowboy fight, there was talks and there was rumblings and there was anticipation for that. This one, it's just dead.
Nothing. So I don't know. We'll see the week of. Maybe we get changed, but as of right now, it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
Yeah, I have a delivery coming. They will not stop texting me. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Let me just go get this real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, Elijah, continue talking. Actually, say what you think is going to be interesting on the card besides Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier.
So Gilbert Burns and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That fight there has not only the potential to be really the fight to determine who can either fight Leon next or Masvidal next, but that fight has a lot of title implications. With Gilbert Burns, you have a guy who fought Kamaru, probably Kamaru's hardest puncher to date, almost ends up stumbles him, doesn't almost end up finishing because Kamaru is way too tough, but Gilbert Burns is the guy who kind of put Kamaru on his butt with his punches. And we have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's a guy who people don't really want to fight because of how good he is stylistically and how bad of a matchup he is for them with his karate-like stance and his striking. So the issue there turns not the issue, but the good thing about this fight is like the person who loses really won't be in title contention as much. If Stephen Wonderboy loses, the issue there is that we can't make the argument that he should fight Kamaru. But if Gilbert Burns gets the win, here's the thing. Gilbert Burns can say, I'm still top of the division, and Gilbert Burns can make the argument that because I stuck with Kamaru, I'm one of the only people who kind of hurt him. Gilbert Burns with the win over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson can still make his claim that he's one of the top three. And you have guys like Wonderboy, but the issue is if you over Gilbert, he can put him in the case of I need to fight my title to beat the guy. I just beat the guy who who almost beat Kamaru, and an impressive finish at that would establish him as a true contender for that belt.
Yeah, that Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson fight is something I'm looking for as well. You're gonna hear people in the background. My family had come over. So, yeah, for sure. They actually did me a huge solid and got me a cannoli.
Nice.
Wish I could open it up but they do a good job of tightening up this box here. But let's see if I can open it up here. You can see it?
Yes. Oh wow.
Yeah, really?
Where'd they get that from?
Long Island. Long Island. I haven't had a cannoli in a minute, so they did me the huge favor of giving me a cannoli while I was out there. So
I like that.
Pretty dope. Yeah, pretty dope. Yeah, Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns, something I'm looking out for. Sean Malley's on the card as well. There's fights on this card. The enthusiasm is just not there for me yet. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this has been our MMA Renegade podcast. I'm sorry. When family comes over, it is what it is. You gotta, you know, you know what I mean. So thank you guys for watching. Join Discord. Especially since we're going to be doing a watch along for UFC 264. You can join the Discord, watch along with us. You want to be on the show? Join the Discord. Message me directly from there. And yeah, we could watch UFC 264 as a family. So, if anything, I'm more excited to communicate with you guys about UFC 264 than anything.
Yes.
All right. So, signing off. My name is Tyriece Simon.
Elijah Jones.
This is the MMA Renegade Podcast, episode 10.